Scott, and good morning. Welcome to everybody. Appreciate y'all coming out. I am Scott Vance. I live in Philadelphia. I represent just a small portion of Lee County, but every voter I have, whether in Neshoba County or Lee County, I value every one of them. I value every one of y'all, and I appreciate the opportunity to serve y'all in the Mississippi House. As Senator Branning said, I'm running for re-election, and knock on wood, I'm also unopposed. Found out Friday night about 8:30, and just very good feeling that to know that we're going to be able to continue the work that we're doing. We're doing some good things in the Mississippi legislature. I know that a lot of you as citizens and taxpayers sit back and say, "Oh, I don't think so," but when you look at what we're doing and what we've done to turn this state around from a standpoint of 8 years ago when Republicans took over and we were $700 million spending one-time money on recurring expenditures, we've gotten past all that. We've gotten our fiscal house in order. We're trying to look at policy, whether it be on the fiscal side, whether it be on the general legislation side, or whatever. We're trying to look at policy and say, okay, is this the best policy for the state? Is this the best policy for our districts? Is this a solution looking for a problem? You know, we have so much stuff that we look at, 2,500 bills, and so much of it, as the legislative process funnels it down, the process works, and we see that a lot of times we have a lot of solutions looking for problems that we don't have. And so we really sit back and we look at that, and we try to be sure that we're doing the best thing for the taxpayers and the citizens of Mississippi. Senator Branning mentioned the harvest permit. One fantastic thing that we were able to bring through last year, and trying to do a little technical cleanup on it also. One thing that was also big that we're doing on this technical cleanup this year is bulk feed. Isn't that right, Senator Branning? Will be under the provisions of the technical side that we're trying to do this. And the bulk feed component came in from the chicken processors, from the PICOs and processors here in the area. They were not included in the harvest permit, eligible to apply for a harvest permit. So if we can get this legislation passed through, that'll be a big thing for them. I'm just looking, and I guess I'm more the appropriations guy, because I know my colleagues here in the House are on Ways and Means, which is the revenue side. They look at ways that we're going to raise revenue. I'm on the appropriation side. We look at the way we're going to spend money. And so, but our fiscal house, I want to go back to that just a minute. We're in pretty good shape, for the fiscal year. We're about, and I don't have the final February numbers yet. We'll get those probably tomorrow, maybe Wednesday. But just through what we received through last week, we're still about $84 million above our estimates total for the year, which is better than being $84 million below our estimates. For January, we were about $6 million under our estimate. And preliminarily, it looks like for February, it looks like we're going to be about $23 million above our estimate. So we're seeing growth in the economy. We're seeing, and when I look at the figures that of where this money's coming in, you're seeing a gradual uptick, and this is what's good for your small municipalities in your county. You're seeing a gradual uptick in sales tax. That means that there's growth. That means there's confidence in the economy. That means people are spending money. And when they're doing that, obviously, when they're spending money locally, of course, it's enhancing what you're able to do for as your infrastructure and things like that. So I say all that to say why we are seeing some growth. We look at things such as the things that we're considering now. We still have the teacher pay raise bill that's being considered, state employee pay raise. We got to have the money to do that. Even though we've got good reserves in the bank right now, our rainy day fund is full, but that's what that is for. We can't just go in and spend that money for recurring expenditures. We got to have that money there for purposes beyond just recurring expenditures. Just a quick note, we're like a teacher pay raise. For every $1,000 of teacher pay raise we give, it costs the state general fund about $33 million. So we've got to come up, if we give a $2,000, $3,000 pay raise, which I'm all in support doing as much as we can for the teachers and state employees. We've got to be mindful that we gotta have that money recurring every year. We can't spend our expenditures, and he's told me I've had my time, and if we got any questions later, we can talk about it after that. Thank you, sir.